What's happening, guys? Heavy Heart here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Firefly Baritone 28-inch Les Paul guitar. Only 20 of them made, and they all sold out within a day. I was lucky enough to get one, so let's check it out. Let's go. Alright guys, so right out the box, it came pretty well set up. So we got gold tuners. I'll do a little like close-up montage of this thing. So we got gold tuners. A lot of this hardware, I don't actually know the brands and all that stuff. It's probably just very cheap hardware, but still looks good. All black and gold. So all gold hardware, gold screws. There's some like little paper sticking out of the screws, you know, from the plastic on this thing and on this, so it's whatever. Made in China, whatever, you know. So we got some gold tuners, gold screws and everything. It says Elite on there, kind of like where the custom would be. It's supposed to mimic like a vintage Gibson Les Paul. I don't know if they actually made a baritone back in the day, but it said that it was supposed to mimic one of those, I guess, or just a regular black and gold Les Paul. So got gold covers on the pickups, which is nice. Gold bridge, gold tune-o-matic. These speed knobs, which are really nice, gold. I mean, not gold, black. These are black. Black speed knobs. Gold thing that holds the pick guard. Black pick guard. Gold pickup ring. Switcher. Black head there. Gold strap buttons. Right? So nice binding all around, even binding on the fretboard, which is nice, just white binding. 24 frets, which is really nice. At 28 inches, you can get pretty low and do some gent in metal. Fall, black input jack, so pretty much all black and gold here. It's a neck through, which is really sweet. Didn't expect that. And the neck is, I would say, it's probably like between a 12 and a 16-inch radius, something like that. It's not too thick, but it's got a little bit of girth. I wouldn't say it's thin, but it's definitely like punchy. So yeah, we'll get into that. Just a regular nut. So the only thing that I noticed on mine that came in was right here above the nut. There's like a little crack. I'll try to get a close up of that. That was probably done in shipping, but it's not really that big of a deal. Other than that, with exception of some bleeding from like the paint and all that stuff, this is pretty freaking solid. I paid $229 total with shipping for this thing. I had a $8 off discount code too, so it was $236 or something like that. Normally $237. My math is probably off, but get the idea. $228, $229 total. Can't really go wrong. Only 20 of them made apparently, so I was lucky enough to get one. It's got a nice bevel on the back, which most Gibsons don't have. We'll take a look at some of my Ibanez Les Pauls, the lawsuit models from back in the day. I got some of those, so that was another reason for me getting this. I wanted to complete the trifecta. I've got two others right here on the rack, so all different kinds of different tones you can get. So I'm leaving the plastic on the pickups, because I'm going to switch these out for Lundgren M6s when I can find a cheaper pair. I'm hoping to find a pair for like $200, something like that. So other than that, I don't see myself really doing any mods or upgrades to this thing. Maybe some locking tuners. These are weird because the tuners are angled, right? So a regular, I have hip shot tuners, but they are straight, so they actually don't fit. So I have to get the kind that actually has angled. It's kind of like my Schecters, same deal. They're kind of angled at the back. So otherwise I would just drop my hip shot gold locking tuners in. Alas, that is not going to happen. But the headstock is pretty close to the Gibson open book, which is pretty nice. Everything about this guitar are pretty sweet for the money. So let's get into here's some tones. So we're gonna go through Neural DSP plugins. We're gonna go through Cory Wong for some cleans. I'm gonna do both my personal preset and then the default preset. So you can kind of, if you have this guitar, you can match make the default with your default and just see the difference, hear the difference. I'm going to do that with Gojira as well. Got my own preset, and then I'm going to go to default. And then I got Plini for more leads, and then same thing, my personal preset, and then default. Let's get into it. All pickups, bridge, middle, neck, we'll do all that. I'm gonna leave all the tone maxed out for the whole time. That's how I usually play anyways. You can get way more tones if you mess with the tone knobs, but they'll be here all day. So I don't know what strings this came with either. They're pretty chunky. They feel like regular baritone strings, maybe like a 12 to 68, something like that. I have this tuned to drop B right now. I'm going to switch the strings out for like, I have 90 to 20s. I'm gonna try that in like drop E, something like that, like Humanity's Last Breath kind of tuning. I'm gonna try that out later, but for now we're in drop B, whatever gauge string these are, and let's get into it. So Cory Wong is first, and I'm gonna hopefully record this right while I switch between the different amps and stuff. So let's go. All right, so neck, middle, bridge, middle, neck. We'll do that way the whole way through. So here's some cleans. Bridge. Some chords. Single note. Middle. Nice. So now we're going to go to default and try this out. Default. Noticeably a lot quieter. Middle. And bridge. This is my personal Gojira preset. Middle. Neck. Now let's go to default neck bridge. I always get those mixed up. All right, let's turn it on first. I'm used to so much more gain. let's go to some leads. This is my personal lead again, and we'll start with the bridge. Middle. Neck. Finally, default Plini. Bridge. Is this really the default? Yep, no drive. A little bit of chordal harmony there for you. It's a nice little riff. Middle. Here's some chords. neck. One last thing. And I will leave you with that. Firefly 28-inch Les Paul Baritone. If you want to hear more, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to hear. If you want to hear something specific with this guitar, let me know. I have a cover of the Breathing Process Metamorphosis on my channel already using this guitar. So if you want to hear it in a full mix, full band, song, concept, whatever, check that video out. I'll link it somewhere. It should be up here somewhere, hopefully, or in the description. I'll leave it there. If you want to hear it compared to the other Les Pauls here, I can do another video because this one went pretty long. So leave a comment, let me know if you want to hear that, their comparisons. And I'm going to change the strings on this bad boy, so it'll have thicker strings next. So maybe I'll do a whole new video with those strings, and we'll see what the differences are and how much better, hopefully, it sounds instead of the stock strings. I could probably lower the action a little bit on this guy. Actually, probably definitely by a little bit. It's not like too high, because with the baritone, you kind of want a somewhat higher action anyways, it gives you a better chunkier tone. I prefer low action. That's how I play. Obviously, I do a lot of legato and stuff, so it'll make my life a lot easier. So hopefully, if I can get that set up, probably won't happen anytime soon, but we will see. At the end of the day, for $229, you really can't beat it. This is probably the best guitar for that kind of money I could ever hope to spend and get for that kind of money. Like, this thing is so unique. You can't find this anywhere else. Like, come on. It's just so cool. It's still metal AF looking. I mean, it does the job. I can still play metal even with the stock pickups, although I am going to switch these out eventually at some point. But other than that, just the tuners. There's really not much else you need to mod for this thing. It's the neck is really smooth. It's a gloss, so if you're not like gloss, I don't. You could sand it down though and make it like more satin feel, which I'll consider. But it's really not that bad. So maybe lower the action a little bit. But other than that, really not bad at all. So I'm very happy with it. I'm definitely going to keep this guitar to be more like a project guitar, or I can actually use this for my covers and stuff, for actual music. So I'm going to return with thicker strings, hopefully lower action, lower tuning, and we will see what else this thing can do. So this was just an initial review, tone test kind of thing. So let me know if you liked it, leave a comment, and I hope to see you next time. Peace!